Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, March 1st, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I have faith in my healing process. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Here we are in March, one of the most transformational months of 2023 because we have big planetary shifts, and today we have some beautiful energies, but they can also be a little challenging. I love the energy mantra for today. So some of you know, not all of you know, that before I was pushed headfirst into doing astrology professionally and really focusing on that, I actually was trained in various body works, massage, energy works, and craniosacral therapy was one of them. And somatic release. And I think it was actually my somatic teacher that taught me, don't know what healing looks like for everybody. We have an idea of what healed is, right? But the healing process that gets us there looks so different, and it is loop-de-loop. It is roundabout. It is not linear. It is not boom, do this, there you are. There are so many facets when it comes to healing, and so many things that we can work on healing eventually. And I think to remember that where you are right now and what is happening in your life, to you, for you, is all part of the healing process. So sometimes we can judge what's happening, be like, rah. I do think ultimately we can make choices that are more beneficial to our healing, are more beneficial to like that more linear path, right? But if we are making choices that are not as beneficial, sometimes that's part of the healing. And so I think keeping that in mind over the next little bit will help. I think especially, actually, let's just say during Sun in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, keeping that in mind, because I think healing is part of our karmic work. So that being said, today we have the Moon in Cancer, digging up some emotions. So we'll have all three water signs engaged with the Moon in Cancer. We have Sun in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. We have the Moon and Lilith hanging out in Cancer. And then in Scorpio, we have the South Node bringing some potent lessons around fear and boundaries for all of us. So today, beyond all the water signs bringing emotional energy to the forefront and calling us to nurture and nourish our emotional energies, we are going to have this Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Now, Venus and Jupiter are not going to reach their exact conjunction where they are lighting each other up until 9:36 p.m. By the way, look out in the sky because you will probably see two bright stars approaching each other. That is Venus and Jupiter. So, all right, so it's not going to happen till 9:36 p.m., that exact conjunction. We've already been feeling it. We're going to continue to feel this energy. But the Moon in Cancer is actually going to light it up a little bit. Light it up, tear it down. We'll see. The Moon in Cancer is going to square that Venus and Jupiter energy just slightly before their conjunction. And that Moon is like, come on. I know there are some challenging feelings that you've got to focus on around who you are, that you need to nurture your inner child. You may need to check your ego, but these emotional energies will be getting pulled out by this Moon in Cancer energy. So awareness of that is very important. Now it's interesting because for the first half of the day, both Venus and Jupiter are at 11 degrees, but they're going to reach their conjunction at 12 degrees. So 11 has that master energy. And so there's a lot of mastery around who you are coming up. And as you go through these lessons, I just got a mahalo on my thumb. As you go through these lessons and move through the day, there is potential for expansion coming through you. as it reaches the 12 degrees. 11 degrees is that mastery, it's healing. 12 degrees is like, okay, we've reached like kind of a plateau, we've reached an area, and now we can start towards the next. And so there's an expansion. And then right after that, we get some Uranus energy and we get triggered and hit a wall again. So I love the way the astro works. It's expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, like so much of life is. And so we're feeling that in and through this Venus-Jupiter energy. Venus wants us to love ourselves. Venus in Aries is like, you are hot stuff. I am hot stuff. Like, yeah, let's light this energy up. And Jupiter is double downing on that. Jupiter is agreeing. But both of them are very much approaching Chiron. And Chiron's like, okay, do you really believe that? And is going to show you where those pieces are that while some parts of you thinks and knows that you are hot stuff, that you don't necessarily always treat yourself like that hot stuff, that you may have a lot of, we'll call them value pockets, value or self-worth pockets, where you're not able to fully embrace and engage your hot stuffness. So it's beautiful energy. It also could be potentially challenging despite like the goodness. This is so beautiful. This is so good to have these energies together. There also can be a lot of fiery nature. Now, it's so funny. I don't know if many of you know this. I have been working in my friend's restaurant, Love Greens, twice a week. I love it. I wanted to support her. I value her work. I value being a vegetarian. And so I've been doing that. And it's so funny that almost everybody came in today wearing red. And I almost wore red. And then I, went back to my basic black because it hides the stuff that I get on me while I'm working there. Anyway, the red energy, people are feeling this fire coming on. Passions are high. This could pull out a desire for romance. I would suggest, regardless of your status in partnership, romance yourself. Aries is I am. What can you do to show up and show yourself some love in this energy? That might be part of the frustrations that you're feeling if you are feeling aggro in this energy, that somebody's not treating you like that, but where are you not treating? This is one of those little pockets where you may need to show up for yourself in and through this energy. I would also say when Venus and Jupiter come in conjunction, you want to be super aware of not overdoing things. Jupiter tends to be such an overdoer. And when it comes to Venus, Venus is about pleasure. And this is just not something that you want to overdo. So, find it in balance, find it in measure, enjoy yourself. Just watch for that. Watch for staying. That's part of that 11 energy, is staying in balance. And when it moves to 12, it's like, yeah, go big or go home. But that's part of the lesson here too, that loving yourself means figuring out what your balance is and aligning in that. Now, I do want to mention that Lilith is hanging out at 29 degrees still. For an oscillator, she is sure sitting at that 29 degrees for a while. So, helping bring the heart energy to these intense lessons. And it's also a call to break free where you have been stuck in conditioning. So just keep that in mind for today as well. I guess should mention that Mercury is finishing up in Aquarius. So the mental vibes are still very high. Mercury and Saturn are building into a conjunction early on Thursday. The shouldiness may rise, but remember, your highest should via the universe, your mission, so to speak, is showing up on purpose, in purpose. And sometimes that is you just being you in your highest frequency that you can bring forth that is true to you. So keep that in mind if the shoulds start lighting you up. I do have a beautiful card. I actually call this my twin flame card. FYI. We have the integration card, but this can be like a beautiful balancing of your yin and yang energies. And Venus in the the sign of Aries can be a beautiful balance of the yin and yang energies. So again, here we have this call to balance. In traditional tarot, this is the Temperance card. So there's definitely a call to balance in this energy. And what happens as we find this balance and work through these energies, we come into a place of rebirth, rebirthing our original self, our high self, our true self, our authentic self, our innocent self, bringing that energy forward. But it's going to take some change. We have some Wheel of Fortune energy. Now, this astro is so good, right? It's so beneficial. But the Wheel of Fortune can always find us in many places. And it also depends how you utilize this energy. How are you utilizing this energy? What choices are you making for yourself in this? Keeping that in mind. We do have the Fighting card. It is in reverse, but like I said, this energy can bring the aggro. So watch for this. This is also a card like, hey, are you monitoring your thoughts? Are you paying attention to how you are speaking to yourself? What you are ingesting. This is part of Mercury finishing up in Aquarius, recognizing everything has a frequency. Are these frequencies serving you? Final card is the Guidance card. It is in reverse. And you may be so full of the loveliness that you're not necessarily taking time to listen to that higher guidance. Please listen to the higher guidance, especially when it comes to being in balance. So that is it for today. Happy March, rabbits everywhere. In measure, in balanced measure. Besides that, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. The better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.